Ever wonder why your phone feels snappy one day and then, after an update, suddenly feels like it's running through molasses? Or why that 4K video you shot of your kid's soccer game takes forever to transfer to your laptop? You might blame the app, or the Wi-Fi, but here's the real culprit: memory chips. And if you think those little components are boring, well, they're actually the reason your gadgets cost what they cost, and they're a massive part of why Taiwan matters way more than most people realize. So let's talk about memory. Not the kind where you remember your anniversary, but the kind that stores your photos and runs your apps. There are two big players in this world, DRAM and NAND. Right off the bat, those are just acronyms, so let's crack them open. DRAM stands for Dynamic Random Access Memory. Sounds scary, but think of it as your brain's short-term memory. It's the scratch pad your computer uses to think. When you're juggling 10 browser tabs, a spreadsheet, and a video call, DRAM is what keeps all that juggling instant. It's fast, but it forgets everything the moment you lose power. That's why it's called dynamic. It needs constant refreshing. Like a goldfish that forgets unless you keep tapping the glass. NAND, on the other hand, is your long-term memory. NAND flash memory is what stores your photos, your music, your documents. It's the storage in your SSD, your USB stick, your phone's internal space. NAND doesn't need power to remember, which is why your vacation pics survive a dead battery. So, quick recap: DRAM is the fast, temporary scratch pad, NAND is the slow but permanent filing cabinet. Now, here's where it gets juicy. You'd think making these would be similar to making the brainy processors from companies like Intel or AMD. But it's not. Making logic chips like CPUs is about pushing the limits of tiny, complex circuits. Making memory chips is about extreme precision and, above all, volume. It's a brutally competitive market where the winners are the ones who can crank out millions of identical chips at the lowest cost per bit. It's like the difference between a Michelin star chef crafting one perfect dish versus a factory making a billion identical cookies. Both need skill, but the factory needs insane efficiency. So who runs these factories? For DRAM, it's a trio. You've got Samsung and SK Hynix, both from South Korea. And then Micron, which is American. These three control like 95% of the world's DRAM supply. For NAND, it's a similar crew, with Samsung and SK Hynix again, plus Micron. And then a couple of others like Kioxia from Japan. Now, here's the twist. Where do these companies actually make the stuff? This is the Taiwan connection. Taiwan is famous for its foundries, like TSMC, which make chips for other companies. But Taiwan also has its own massive memory manufacturing operations. Micron, for instance, has a huge chunk of its DRAM production in Taiwan. They have major facilities in Taichung and Taiwan. Why there? Because Taiwan has this incredible ecosystem of skilled engineers, suppliers, and infrastructure that's been built up over decades. It's like if you wanted to open a pizza place, you'd go to Naples. Taiwan is the Naples of semiconductors. And SK Hynix? They bought Intel's NAND business a few years back, and guess where a lot of that manufacturing is? Yep, in China, but also heavily supported by Taiwanese tech. The point is, even when a company isn't Taiwanese, they often can't escape Taiwan's gravitational pull. It's the indispensable hub for making the stuff that powers your digital life. Let's make this concrete. Imagine you're a gamer in Texas. You just bought a new graphics card, and you're stoked. But that card's performance doesn't just depend on the GPU. It depends on the memory chips attached to it. If there's a shortage of DRAM, prices spike, and that graphics card costs an extra $100. Remember the great toilet paper shortage of 2020? Well, a DRAM shortage is like that, but for tech. And when a major earthquake hits Taiwan, like it did a few years back, the global price of memory chips jumps overnight. Because a tiny island in the Pacific is where the world's scratch pads are made. Now, here's a common misconception I want to clear up. People often think that TSMC, the giant chip maker, also makes memory chips. They don't. TSMC is a foundry, a factory that makes custom logic chips for others. Memory chips are different. They're standardized. Everyone uses basically the same DRAM or NAND. So the competition isn't about design, it's about manufacturing muscle. That's why the same 3 or 4 companies dominate. There's no room for 100 little startups. It's a heavyweight boxing match, not a marathon. Another misconception: bigger is always better. With memory, more capacity is great, but speed matters just as much. That's why you see phones advertising faster RAM or SSDs with quicker read speeds. It's not just about storing more, it's about accessing it faster. So when you see a spec sheet that says LPDDR5 or PCIe 4.0, just know it's geek speak for this thing is quick. So why should you, as an investor, care? Because memory chips are a leading indicator for the whole tech economy. When companies are optimistic about the future, they buy more servers, and servers are stuffed with DRAM and NAND. When they're worried, they stop buying, and memory prices crash. It's a roller coaster. But the key takeaway is this: regardless of who wins the DRAM or NAND crown, they all have to pass through Taiwan to make it happen. The island's role isn't just about the fanciest processors. It's about the memory that lets those processors do anything at all. Next time, we'll get into why these booms and busts happen and how you can spot the cycle before the market does. Subscribe to Taiwan Tech Pulse for more Taiwan Tech 101.